Hi, welcome to the
Jerry.
call. Would you like to tell us who you are and where you're calling from?
Yes, Jerry from Cincinnati.
Kathy Meredith.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. Would you like to tell us who you are and where you're calling from?
Yes, Jerry
Hello.
from Cincinnati.
Okay, terrific. We got people calling in from all over the country, folks. Please go ahead and get yourself a comfortable seat and your favorite beverage. Let's sit back and relax. We're going to go ahead and get started here in about 2 minutes. If you haven't had a chance yet to say hello, please go ahead and tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Kathy Meredith, Washington State.
Kathy from Washington, nice to have you on the call. Thank you so much for calling in. Who else do we have out there?
Jerry from Cincinnati.
All right, Jerry from Cincinnati, thank you so much. I really appreciate you dialing in tonight. Who else do we have out there? Okay, folks, go ahead and get comfortable. We're just about to get started here. I really appreciate. If you have any background noise, go ahead and hit the mute button on your phone. That would be very helpful. All right, folks, thank you very much for calling in tonight. I want to thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of other places you could choose to be here tonight, and I really appreciate you sharing a little bit of your time with us here tonight. First of all, I want to thank you for being here and tell you that we are just getting started in something that's absolutely huge. And it is my pleasure to be able to present this information to you here tonight. We're going to try and keep this call short and sweet. My name is Carlos. I'm giving you a call here from sunny San Diego. I was fortunate enough to be contacted by somebody about this opportunity about 2 months ago. I've been really excited to see the incredible growth potential. A lot of people joining us from all over the country and indeed all over the world. We've got people joining us already from the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. So geography is no barrier. We've got people calling in from all over the country and all over the world. So before I get started, I just want to thank you for being here and let you know we got people dialing in at the last minute. I'm trying to wait just a minute before we go ahead and get started. But I'm going to go ahead and respect your time. I want to share with you some information here. I think it's going to be really exciting. So first of all, I want to let you know a little bit about how I heard about this. I got a text message from a gentleman that I knew for some time, and he said, hey, I think this might be something that you could really get excited about. It's a simple compensation plan, has a great potential to make a lot of money, and if you're interested in learning about it, you know, I invite you to go through some very simple information. Now, the information process included a 5-minute recorded call, and you can hear that call anytime 24/7 at 202-900-5170. Then he pushed me to go watch a video online. It was a YouTube video. It showed me people who are receiving $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, even $8,000 a day, cash, overnight FedEx, UPS, directly to their doorstep. I was fascinated, impressed, and very, very interested. So I went to the next step. The next step was to listen to a recorded conference call. You can hear that at 1-833-888-8020. That's 1-833-888-8020. I listened to that call. I was very excited about that, and I decided to go into the information process and find out more about this. What I found out was that the people who were involved in this opportunity were making some very significant income, and that this was open and available to anybody and everybody. So the first thing I decided to do was get started. That was around the middle of August. You know, I took a leap of faith, if you will, and I put $2,000 into an envelope, put the envelope into a magazine, put the magazine into a manila envelope, and put the manila envelope into a FedEx, which I overnighted to the person that was on the senior position on the board that I was joining. Now, a lot of this is not going to sound very familiar because this is nothing like anything you've ever seen before. This is truly thinking outside of the box. This is not MLM. This is not gifting. This is cash leveraging. It's unique and completely different from anything you've seen before. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through some of the benefits of being involved. The fact is you can do this from anywhere. You can do this if you just own a cellular phone. You do not need a computer. You do not need any sophisticated hardware or software. All of the marketing is done for us by the Opportunity founders. They have the ability to send out tens of thousands of text messages and voicemail messages for us. And that is how and why we have so many people coming in on a daily basis. You do not need to go after your friends and family. In fact, a lot of us are basically what we call members of the NFL, no friends and family left. We simply aren't going after the people that we've known and trying to convince them to take a look at an opportunity, because most of those people have already told us they just don't want to look at anything new. So what we decided to do was open this up to the masses. And now what we have is we have a very simple information process that you go through. You listen to a 5-minute information call, you watch a 4-minute flash video, you listen to a 30-minute conference call, and then you send a text in to say, I'm ready to join. Now, what has happened for me in the last 60 days is nothing short of extraordinary. I have to say, I've been involved in home businesses for over 20 years, but I've never seen anything take off quite as quickly and quite as explosively as this particular opportunity. It seems to encapsulate everything people are looking for. They're looking for a fun, simple way to make a lot of money, to help people in the process where the timing is perfect. And now with this, you have no inventory, you have no products to ship, you have no testimonials or meetings where you have to go and hold hands with people and sit down belly to belly for coffee shop demonstrations and show a product to make 20% commission, nothing like that. This is 100% peer-to-peer. It's unique in this particular environment when the banking and financial institutions are being turned on their head by the internet. It is particularly attractive to those of us who have already set up multiple ways of being paid on the internet. It is possible now that you can receive cash, you can receive cashier's checks, you can receive money through Google Pay, Zelle, Cash App, Wells Fargo, Walmart, MoneyGram, postal money order. The list is on and on. So many different ways that you can get paid. Direct deposit. So the nice thing about this is an income acceleration activity. Everybody helps everybody move through the board. I want you to think about going back to either high school or college when you'll remember in this income acceleration activity, you have 4 classes. You have a senior class, a junior class, a sophomore class, and a freshman class. Now, I want you to imagine a piece of paper that's sitting in front of you. If you draw a box at the top of that piece of paper and you call that person the senior on the board, underneath that box, you draw 2 more boxes. We'll call both of those juniors. Underneath those 2 boxes, you draw 4 more boxes, and you call those 4 sophomores. And underneath those 4 boxes, you have 8 empty boxes. We call that the freshman class. Now, what is involved here is that you bring in people into the freshman class. In fact, all 7 of the current members on any board, the senior, the 2 juniors, the 4 sophomores, are all working on bringing those 4 new freshmen into the class. When that freshman class fills, okay, that senior will have received $16,000 in cash. What they will do is they will pay themselves back the $2,000 that it cost to get it started. They will keep the $14,000 profit. And that senior will move on to whatever part of life they want to move on to. They can either keep the money and walk away, or they can invest another $2,000 to get started on a new board following the person that brought them into the original board. It's completely up to you what you decide to do with the money. Now, what happens with the rest of the people on the board is quite exciting and very interesting. What happens is, imagine you have the senior, the 2 juniors, the 4 sophomores, and the 8 freshmen. The 8 freshmen fill the class, and that senior is now paid off of that board. So what happens is those 2 juniors now become a senior on 2 brand new boards. I want you to imagine that right down the middle of the board, there's a vertical line, and that board splits, kind of like a cell divides in mitosis. So the cell divides, the board splits. Those 2 juniors become seniors. The 4 sophomores become 2 juniors on brand new 2 boards each, and the 8 freshmen become 4 sophomores on each of 2 brand new boards. And underneath those 4 sophomores appear 8 brand new positions that are empty. That's the freshman class on both of those 2 new boards. The same thing happens. All 7 people work on bringing in those brand new 8 people. As that happens, the board splits, the senior gets paid off, moves on to the next one. The juniors move up to senior, the sophomores move up to junior, the freshmen move up to sophomore, and so on and so forth. Now, for many people, this happens very quickly. It can happen between 7 and 10 days for people who are moving relatively quickly in the organization. It could happen even faster for superstars who know how to push the button and have a lot of people hear about it. And then it could happen maybe a little bit slower, but still happen for people who jump in and don't do anything. Remember, there is no sponsoring required. Now, that's good news for people who don't want to do anything. You can also do this 100% anonymously. You do not have to have your voice, name, or identity involved in this opportunity. It's entirely up to you how much you want to be involved and to what extent you'd like to participate. So let's get back to the nitty-gritty of exactly what's going on with these boards. So one of the things that we like to encourage people to think about is if you weren't going to tell your friends and family about this, who would you be able to approach about this? And so what this opportunity decided to do was they decided to create a system so that we could approach people in the cold market. The cold market, of course, in an infinite cold market, there's millions and millions of people out there who are looking for an opportunity. So what we found was a couple of great systems for communicating with those people and inviting them to go through our information process. Now, we approach those people through 2 very well-known systems. One's called ringless voicemail, and one's called texting. Both of them are done en masse, which means you get 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 at once that go out. Once those messages go out, they reach individuals right on the most important device of their life, which is their smartphone. Think about it. If you were to lose anything, your keys, your wallet, or your smartphone, which one would you choose to lose first? I guarantee you almost everybody would say, I'd rather lose my keys or my wallet than lose my smartphone. So what we're talking about is an indispensable device. Like American Express says, don't leave home without it. Don't do business without it. You need that smartphone. That smartphone, whenever it pings, you look at it. You know that you do. We all do. We're addicted to these things. So if we know that, then that's the way that we want to get a hold of people. We don't want to get a hold of people through the mail or send out postcards or letters. It's too expensive, and nobody reads that junk anyway. Email doesn't get delivered anymore. The key to success is reaching people in a way where you're actually going to get them to pay attention. And where they pay attention is a text message or a voicemail. Now, not everybody who receives a message is going to turn around and join. We understand that. But we use something called Sinaloa. That's SINALOA. It stands for Safety in Numbers and Law of Averages. This is a commonly known marketing concept. Some people call it safety in numbers, law of averages. Some people call it it's a numbers game. So what that means is if you send out 100,000 messages, it doesn't matter what day it is. It doesn't matter the quality of the message. It doesn't really matter anything else. If you send out 100,000 messages, you're going to get 100 responses. 1 out of 1,000 are going to be interested, okay? Out of 100 people who go through the information, you're going to get a certain proportion who are going to have the money, who are going to be ready to join. That proportion will vary. It will go up and down. I'm not going to guess at what that proportion is. It wouldn't be prudent for me to try and give you an idea of what that number is. All I can say is you always get so much more back than what you invest in advertising. So it wouldn't be unusual, for example, for a person to spend, say, $1,500 and make $15,000 back. Like a 10-to-1 return on their marketing dollars is not unheard of. It's very, very common. Okay, so we have the systems for communicating with the masses. It's dirt cheap. A penny a pop for voicemails, 2 cents a piece for text messages. The second thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to set up a database of people who were most likely to respond to those messages. So what we did is we went out, we bought every list, every genealogy, everything we could find. People who were in a business, involved in a business, looking to get started in a new business. We're not talking about business opportunity seekers here. We're talking about networkers, MLMers, internet marketers, gifters, a whole bunch of people who have money, they have spheres of influence, they have vision, they have dreams and goals. They're looking for something that they can get started with. When you have a combination of a system to send out huge volumes of messages that don't cost very much to send, and you have a group of people who are very likely to respond favorably to those messages, you've got a match made in heaven. So then the final piece that we wanted to put together, we wanted to put together a system that was hands-free. That means you do not have to be personally involved in this. You can get involved, spend some money on marketing, sit back and watch your cash flow through to you. So what was the missing piece? The missing piece was having a hotline that does all the sorting, sifting, and selling for you, having a website that has a very simple 4-step information process for people to go through. And then in the middle, we have a call center. This is a call center comprised of very talented, sophisticated telephone professionals. They're not allowed to be involved in the opportunity, so there's no conflict of interest. They have been trained on exactly what it is that they need to say to each and every person that calls in. They know how to handle objections. They know how to answer questions. They know how to respond in a way that's going to maximize the probability of that sale, and they know how to deliver your address to the inbound person. That means that inbound person is going to send you the money when they're ready to get started. And that, for me, is a passport to paradise, because what it means is you can be on vacation, you can be faraway land, you can be doing whatever you want with your free time. All you need to do is get involved in this opportunity, set the marketing motion, set the marketing action in motion, and sit back and watch the tracking numbers come in. So you've got check after check after check after check arriving. Maybe it's checks, maybe it's cash. That brings me to another point, which is some people ask, does it have to be cash? Well, the answer to that is no. It does not have to be cash. If the senior on the board wants cash, then that's what you need to send. If they're flexible and they accept Bitcoin, or they accept PayPal, or they accept some other form of payment, then that's entirely between the two individuals who are involved in that transaction, the brand new freshman and the senior on the board. So what we have here is an incredible system that anybody can take advantage of. You're going to want to get back to the person who put you on this call. Let them know that you're excited, that you're looking to get started. You are going to need $2,000 to get involved in this opportunity, okay? That's one time out of pocket. You can use the profits from this opportunity to pay your way into future boards if you choose to pay yourself back for your original out of pocket, and you can continue to go through this just like I did 20 years ago when I learned about this in 1999. I went through this, made over $200,000 in 5 months. So I know that this is going to sound a little bit pie in the sky. You're going to say, well, how is that possible? You can make so much money. Well, the thing is, there's no limit. There's no limit to the number of people you can talk to. There's no limit to the speed with which you can go through the cycle. There's no limit to how many matrices you can go through. It's entirely up to you. What you want to do is you want to lock arms with the people who are involved in the opportunity so that you can start traveling the world with a full bank account. You can start paying down all those credit cards down to zero. You can buy a new car. You can do those home improvements. You can pay for the college education. Whatever it is that extra money is going to improve your life. It's completely up to you, and you just need to have vision and purpose. If you have those two things and you lock arms with a team of people who are going to be able to help you, you will succeed in this. What we like to say is the system is the solution. You no longer have to bug friends and family. We now have a system. You can drop a message into 10,000 voicemails or 100,000 text messages just at the push of a button. Cause people to go through the information. Once they pop out of that sales funnel, they will be ready. A lot of people like to talk about this in terms of, if you had a bag of rice, let's say, and you had 12 diamonds in that bag of rice, and somebody split that bag of rice open on a giant asphalt driveway and said, okay, there are 10 diamonds in here. I'll give you 30 minutes to find them. If you find them in 30 minutes, they're yours. If you don't find them in 30 minutes, they're not. Now, if you try to sort through that bag of rice 2 at a time, trying to figure out which is a piece of rice and which is a diamond, it would take forever, and you would never find those 10 diamonds. But if somebody presented to you a magic sieve, what I mean by sieve is a funnel that would allow you to capture the diamonds in the cone of the funnel and let the rice flow through. That's what we have here. We have a system that is going to find the right people and bring them to you. These are going to be red hot, deadly serious prospects who are ready to get started, ready to jump on your board. All they want to know is how soon can I send in the money? What position am I going to occupy? And how quickly can I move up from freshman to sophomore, from sophomore to junior, and from junior to senior? It's that simple. But you have to get started. You have to get back to the person who put you on this call and say, hey, I'm excited. What do I need to do next? If you've been all the way through the information process, if you've listened to the 5-minute sizzle call, if you've watched the 3-minute video, if you've listened to the 30-minute recorded presentation, if you've filled out your information on the website, then you are ready to get started. And there's no reason to wait or push this down the road. In fact, the sooner you get in, the better it is, because you're going to cycle much faster. The closer you are to getting in, the better.
Thank you for listening to this call. If you're excited, make sure you've been all the way through the information process, which includes 1. Calling our sizzle call at 202-900-5170. 2. Calling our hotline at 1-833-888-8020. And once you're ready to get started, please text your name to the following number, 202-902-6817. That's 202-902-6817. Once you're ready, send a text with your name in it saying, I listened to the conference call and I'm ready to get started. And text that to 202-902-6817. Thank you, and we will see you on the beaches and mountaintops of the world.